right, welcome to Gen X Rated Tuesday edition. How we doing, guys?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Excellent.
Dug out from the snow.
Just barely. Roads are still not great.
Yeah.
I just got Porch pirated, so I just got a computer stolen and 900 pre-rolled joints from Zigzag. I swear to God. And they did it right under my nose. I had to have been here. Melissa's going through the video right now to see. We can't even find the Amazon driver delivery. We found the picture on Amazon of the picture of him leaving the box, but there's no video of him delivering the box. So we don't know what the fuck's going on. We're online with Amazon right now, trying to figure it out.
That is crazy.
I was all ready to talk about and shit on billionaires, and then here I am, some fucking like dirtbag with nothing, just stole my fucking computer. So,
and did the labeling on the box? Was there anything in addition to it? Just your address?
It was an Amazon box. I think it got delivered by Amazon. The whole thing. It wasn't supposed to be delivered till tomorrow, though.
Well, my point is, the labeling on the box, if you recall, when my box came empty that I thought was a lampshade, they had put a separate sticker over the top. So it was Amazon, but FedEx put a new address on it, which was the same address. Yeah. Right. So I'd at least look at the box.
Right. Oh, my wife wants to show me now. She wants to show me the video, but
I'm in Mel on camera.
Hey, Mel.
Looks so smart.
That's the guy?
That's gotta be it.
Yeah, but how come we don't see him taking the box?
I don't know.
Okay.
He kicked it along like that player's mom that was stealing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably he taped fishing line to it, and then as soon as he got out of the camera range, he yanked it.
We got somebody walking past with our box, but we don't have any video of someone walking up to the door and grabbing the box, which makes me highly suspicious of the Amazon driver.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's insane.
Well, anyway, Amazon's dealing with it the way they deal with it. Though I buy enough shit from them, they should replace it for fucking free. But deliver it when you say you're gonna fucking deliver it, Jeff Bezos.
120 for one, the box is not there. He goes by.
Right.
156, the box is there.
Then it was him. But where's the video of him fucking actually walking up and grabbing the box? Unless they delivered it to the wrong fucking address, which is impossible.
That's a blue car that just went by here.
That was us.
Oh.
He left earlier today to get money to go to the dispensary to buy 2 new strains, which I need now more than ever because people are still in shit when I'm fucking home. So here's my 2 new strains. Oh, by the way, Bill, one of them is named after you. It's you know what your exotic dancers used to call you. It's called Fat Billy. So, and the other one's named after Rob. It's called Lemon Snaps. So I mixed them together, and hopefully I can get through this shit. What do you got, Melissa?
No, I'm just trying to.
We don't mean to be doing this in the middle.
Yeah,
we literally got fucking.
My bad.
She's freaking out because we got shit stolen from us. So far, in 4 years, we're always here. That really never happens to us. So this is literally the first time. It's the most expensive shit I've ever fucking ordered on Amazon. So
dude, that's nuts. So now we're now a true crime podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna set that motherfucker up. I'll tell you that.
Dude, that's
I'll be putting fake boxes of cat shit out there, or I'll be putting glitter or something out there for that motherfucker.
You know,
I don't like being ripped up. You know how it's a violation. You know, you've been ripped up before.
It totally is.
You've had your car broken into. Shit's happened. It's just beyond annoying. It's like, oh my god, these motherfuckers think they can do this to me, and you just want to fuck them up.
For sure.
Yep.
Well,
anyway,
people are desperate. They're willing to do pretty much anything.
Let's get my brain right with some Fat Billy so I can get back to talking about how I hate billionaires, because that's
good for what else,
that was all I was reading about today, is how much I fucking hate billionaires, and then I found out my fucking computer got stolen. So it is what it is.
Probably by a billionaire.
Well, if you want to let off some of that steam, we could certainly start in the billionaire realm.
But you start where you need to. You're the moderator. I will say this though. Our last podcast on Sunday, I keep forgetting that not everybody is from the South. Not everybody may know what a Waffle House is. Not everybody may even know who Pat Tillman is. So we have to be cognizant when we're talking about things or people to explain to the people that are listening to us. By the way, Waffle House is like sort of a diner in the South, mostly in the South, where they serve crispy waffles if you ask for them crispy.
And
But
hash
maybe not
brown.
And hash browns.
And hash browns, yeah.
And eggs.
Scattered,
Covered in
smothered, chunked, and
Yep.
covered or some shit. But anyway, and then if you know who Pat Tillman is, he's a former NFL player that gave up his career to go serve, and then mysteriously was he was killed by his own people. Circumstances
And lied about it.
Yeah,
they lied about it.
But yeah, we'll do a better job of explaining when we go off on tangents, because we know we're just talking to each other like we've known each other our whole lives, and then we forget that other people are listeing. So there's that. But yeah, Rob, you start wherever you want to start today, man.
We started with the billionaires. I will say I'm going to have to slowly go into this. Trump had a press conference today, which I'm starting to lose my mind again. I can see why we aren't staying loyal to watching network news or even the politics that get thrown at us from network sources and CNN, et cetera. It's just, we're going backwards. But I wanted to start with Zuck, who clearly is afraid of Trump. Trump's already threatened to put him in jail for election interference in the past. Everybody's kneeling to the Don right now. This is another example where they're going to take fact checking away from Facebook, and they're going to have it be a community note. Not only do people lose jobs that actually do fact checking in the media, but figure it out yourself, guys. Most of it's a lie anyway. So guess what the truth is?
Well, here's what I don't get. If you're a billionaire, right? Why are you afraid of Trump? You can pay your attorneys. You can put that guy off. He can't put you in jail for election interference without opening up a whole can of worms about this year. I just don't get it. Why are you bending the knee to this guy? He's like some schoolyard bully that just needs to be smacked in the face.
He'll be the president. He's got all the power. He can look into all their dealings. If you think Facebook's the only thing that he's dealing in, it's crazy. I mean, why do you think Dana White was added to the board of Facebook or Meta, whatever the fuck you want to call them? I mean, it's ridiculous. Why is Elon hanging out with him? Why is Bezos down at Mar-a-Lago? Why are we even talking about the Panama Canal?
Yeah.
I mean, that came up today. We're gonna take it back, baby, and we might use the military to do it.
Well, to answer Bill's question, I think it's twofold.
Okay.
Yes, I think they're afraid of him on the most base level, because I think they all do borderline illegal shit, and this guy has the power of the Justice Department behind him now. Yes. And secondly, Trump's transactional. Kiss his ass, give him $1 million here, give him $1 million there, do business at Mar-a-Lago, hook his sons up, hook his son-in-law up, hook his daughter up, and he's gonna let you get away with some shit. So that's why they do it. But you know, billionaires are not special. They're just lucky. I've been doing the research, man. Billionaires are rare. There's 8 billion of us on this planet. There's only about, and they can't predict how many billionaires are because old money hides its wealth so well. But probably give or take 3,000 billionaires. And to put that into context, 2,000 people get struck by lightning and killed every year. And to put that into context, 90% of the people that get struck by lightning survive being struck by lightning. That's how rare it is to be a billionaire. I mean, there's more people that get struck by lightning and survive tenfold than there are billionaires.
And just to be clear on the numbers, and this may just be in the U.S., but I don't think so. There's 813 billionaires. They are worth $6.72 trillion. I can't do this math, but I will say that 50% of us, the rest of us, together have 3.7 trillion. So the fact that they're doubling us and they're 813 people compared to 50% of our population is insane.
And do you really want those people? You wouldn't let those fuckers watch your kids, fly a plane, run your government.
No.
They're not the brightest bunch on the block. Their intelligence is not what made them wealthy. It's just pure dumb luck, time and place most of the time. Not to mention they're sociopaths and psychopaths and live in the dark triad of narcissism. And absolutely. But they're not special. But for some reason, I'm reading all these articles. I literally Googled today, why are billionaires so weird? I want to know why they're so weird. And literally the final answer is they're so fucking weird because we allow them to be weird. It's on us. It's on us. We prop them up. We put them on pedestals. We let them get away with whatever the fuck they want. They talk to us like we're children. They dismiss our problems like they're not serious because they have no one to compete with but each other. So they don't give a fuck about it. And they surely don't give. They may not have started off that way, but you give anybody that kind of wealth, it's going to change.
It's tainted. Yeah,
and not for the better.
And we live in the, who wants to be the next millionaire? So I want to protect them because I could be the next one.
Hey, Rob, what's the difference between $1 million and $1 billion?
A lot.
About $1 billion. And that's another thing the article said is, when we talk about quit talking about millionaires and billionaires together. Talk about billionaires on their fucking own, because the difference between $1 billion and $1 million is about $1 billion. It's a whole different fucking category of thing. And they're a whole different category of people.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, but it's like, the difference is so vast, but at the same time, you could still live comfortably on $1 million.
You could,
right? There's a story about when Tom Brady signed his first contract extension after his rookie deal expired, right? The offer was $10 million or $60 million for 10 years. And he went into the GM's office, and the GM thought there was going to be a fight. He's like, "Hey, Tom, I can't do anything about this. This is what it is." And he's like, Brady's like, "Look, man, if I can't live on $60 million, my family can't live on $60 million, then I've got a problem. There's something wrong with me." Now, I don't know if that same version of Tom Brady still exists.
Probably not, because he made that kind of money. So now he's in the club-ish.
Yeah.
And he is an NFL owner, so minority owner.
But it brings
he might be slowly morphing into one of those billionaire fucks. He might have had that attitude as a millionaire, but once you I'm telling you, man, these articles. I read an article from the Medium, and I read an article from Marketplace.org, and it's crazy. Once you lock into becoming a billionaire, you literally change, and you start doing things that please you.
Sure.
And you have so much money that you can do these things. Like I heard the other day that there was some Starlink shit found in a Russian fucking drone or missile or some shit. So this idiot's fucking basically giving Putin fucking, he's a fucking traitor. I'm talking about you, Elon Musk.
And he has been.
And there's going to be no consequences for it because he's too fucking rich. He has too much power. He has too much influence. Things don't happen to these people. Very rarely they happen to them. And it's literally on all of us. It's on us for fucking propping these motherfuckers up. So,
but we're not really doing anything about it. And then you have a guy that is looking to buy Greenland, which is already owned by Denmark, and they're in NATO. But we might need some military action to take care of the business. So I feel like we are enabling this. Like that's crazy speak. And it gets even crazier because this guy today, Donnie Jr., was in Greenland. And he wasn't
him and Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, and he wasn't by himself. He had his friend with him.
Mm-hmm.
They went into a diner. They had their red hats for everybody. And they said, "Hey, don't you want us to buy you? Isn't that great?"
Man, you're making me smoke more Fat Belly today than I need to because of this shit. Every time you tell me this shit, I'm going to need a fucking hit of Fat Belly.
You better pass that along.
Puff, puff, give, motherfucker. Anyway, that's fucking ridiculous. But I'll let Bill have his thoughts on it because Bill is especially angry with the billionaires right now. I can tell he's been a little surly the last couple of weeks, and I really think this billionaire class is fucking pissing him off.
Yeah, dude, they're so twisted. They're just the only difference between that mentality and somebody that's hoarding old newspapers and fingernail clippings and jars of piss is just you're hoarding money.
Yeah,
there's no need for it, dude. Every one of these guys could write a check and solve so many problems and make things so much better. Instead, they just choose to boost themselves. And I think, like you said, Gene, like. You reach that level of wealth and privilege, you get bored and you look for more things to do. Your whole universe basically becomes one giant Diddy party. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, you're right. That leads us into this is the Panama Canal. This was another topic about taking back the Panama Canal. I can only put the tea leaves together to see why we might do that. Amazon and Bezos, who was down in Mar-a-Lago, has a lot of containers coming through, you have to stand in line or you pay a lot of money to get to the front of the line if you have that kind of cash. And he'd like to avoid paying the middleman. So he's got a guy now in power who's going to allow that. So we're talking about taking that. It gets worse. They now want to name the Gulf of Mexico Gulf of America. MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, has already started in the House to get this funded because it's got a great ring to it, for one. And for two, we have that kind of money to spend on bullshit because you are going to have to fund changing of the maps. The FAA is going to have to, to know where to fly, obviously. Same with our military. It's a waste of time, money, and resources for what? So we can pound our chest and call it the Gulf of America? It's the stupidest thing I've heard.
It's the stupidest thing ever. It reminds me of that old Freedom Prize thing when we were pissed off at the French. And are they just covering for the fact that inflation's not going away?
Maybe.
They're just trying to distract again.
And do they care? He already said prices aren't going to come down. And when they asked him about it, he said, well, when somebody makes a giant mistake the way they did, it's not that easy to correct. How they bungled this, that, and the other. There's no examples. The economy's never been better. The stock market was never higher. I don't understand where the reality of this guy comes into play.
And you just said it. I was just going to mention it. The economy is strong right now. And that's how they're going to take advantage of it because they are going to inherit an economy that fucking Democrats basically gave them. And they were going to burn it to the ground, but burning it to the ground takes time. It doesn't fucking happen overnight.
Sure.
And if dummies are sitting like a frog in water and the boiling, they just started boiling the fucking water, dummies, but you're not going to jump out.
And we have history of this. It's the hedge funds. They buy these companies, they drain everything from them, and then they get rid of them. It's the same idea.
Well, now they're moving into healthcare, the hedge funds. They're buying practices. They're buying urgent cares.
Buying doctors. Absolutely.
Yep.
They want to buy college football teams and be the general manager of them. Yeah, dude, we're all going to be, I guess, service employees of some sort if we're not careful.
If you're lucky, for sure.
It makes me glad that I'm fucking old and going to be dead soon because, I mean, I do not want to grow up in what the fuck these motherfuckers are offering. We're talking about a few rich people out there, and specifically for America, 3 fucking South Africans coming in here, growing up in apartheid South Africa, getting ready to fuck with everybody that isn't a white man. Everybody that isn't, and now Elon's got his fucking business in fucking France and England and
Germany.
This is what happens to you when you become a billionaire. Your fucking arrogance, your psychopathy, your Machiavellism is off the fucking charts because you become fucking untouchable. And these fucking idiots they're feeling it, man. I mean, I can just see him right now. I was watching a little reel today. He's talking to fucking Joe Rogan because sometimes I just fucking scroll. And it's like he made his the top of his rocket, I don't know, more dick-like or more pointy or some shit because he saw it in some fucking movie. And Joe Rogan's like, does it make it more stable? And he's like, well, in theory, it makes it less stable, but, it looks cool.
But I'm not riding
These are the fucking idiots we're fucking dealing with, dude. I mean, it's crazy to think that you're going to put your life, 8 billion people's lives in the hands of like 4 fucking idiots.
Yeah. And to that point about the rocket, I mean, that doesn't sound like an engineer talking. A little extra weight up here shouldn't be a problem. But
it looks cool.
That's right. But consider the source. I mean, Biden stopped drilling in what was it, 625 million acres of coastline, and of course, part of this nauseating interview with Trump today was all about, it's like a whole ocean. The Pacific Ocean itself is 40 billion acres. So what his number that he's saying is all the oceans is literally 1%. It's nothing. We're already energy independent. We export more than we import because we don't need to import any. These are non-issues. And I'll finish with this. The last thing that came up was the water thing again. Oh, I go into the shower, my beautiful hair, drip, 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 drip. Why? The rains come from the heavens. Why can't I have all this water and stuff? It's just we're going backwards. And this is like 10 years backwards, not just last year.
Jesus.
It's insane.
That's
it is insane.
And,
no,
and Trump
maybe
just seems to me to be a big goofy distraction. They're just going to let him go out there and do this shit.
Yes.
And then Rome will be burning behind him. He won't give a fuck as long as they're kissing his ass and booking up his hotels and his resorts and, you know, hooking up his kids, who, by the way, I think Don Jr. literally wants to morph this into some sort of thing for himself. I was reading, like, this shit will never end until we, the people, put a fucking stop to it. And I don't know, I don't know how fucking Rose and I got in a fight like 11 podcasts ago on whether or not this shit could turn into fucking Nazi Germany. Rose is right. It could. I mean,
I wish I was wrong.
He's not wrong. I just thought I had fucking more faith in the American fucking people. We're not fucking some homogenous group of fucking Germans here, all with blonde hair and blue eyes. There's a pretty big melting pot. So in my mind, I'm thinking there's just no fucking way. There's just too many of the fucking other. But I don't fucking know anymore because we get lazy, we get distracted, they make us anxious about other fucking shit. And then they need to live with the little like microaggressions against trans people or Jewish people or Muslim people or black people. Meanwhile, nobody ever scrutinizes a white fucking dude. I mean, it's just fucking, it's out fucking rageous. But if we don't change our behavior and start looking at billionaires differently than we look at them, and quit all this fucking Kardashian hero worship and all this these talentless motherfuckers, and start critically analyzing what these fucking assholes actually are doing to us or want to do to us, or actually, if they're actually even intelligent, we'll be far better off. But I mean, if you keep listening to fucking mainstream media, you're in Gaslight City, man. You're not gonna, you're never gonna figure out shit.
You can't. It's no longer an option. Sadly, it's no longer an option. When they come out and you have Andrea, whatever her name is, on MSN or MSNBC, just talking about how unfair this is to Trump and that is to Trump. I'm not seeing the unfairness. And why is that?
I don't recognize MSNBC anymore.
And why is that news? Yeah, I mean, I can't even look over there, frankly.
You know, and it's always these guys are always the victim. They've always been wronged. Yeah. You know, you're fucking holding everything in your hands. You've got more than you will ever need, but yet you're the victim. You're so put upon.
Well, you commented earlier, Uncle Bill, about Laura Trump talking about the injustice and the turnover of power and how that went down.
Oh yeah, how they, you know, there was no peaceful transition. You know, it just they lied when they said they wanted a peaceful transition. Like, really, I didn't see any of that shit that went on 4 years ago going on yesterday.
Correct. In fact, I saw one tweet. AP came out and said, "Hey, the election's been certified." That was it. Done.
And it was done.
And it was still painful to see, frankly. I held out hope.
Yeah, it was a bad day for me.
Well, and we're going to go back to this too, because this is something that's unforgettable. And if you watch mainstream media, they will say, "Oh, those guys were just visiting. They just stopped by to see what was up."
Do you want these visitors coming to your house?
Yeah, no. They're just on a fact-finding mission. I mean, you got guys climbing the wall. You have guys, you know, beating cops.
Dude, people died.
Yes.
Oh, you missed the Laura Ingraham snippet yesterday where she said not all these people were MAGA supporters. So they're trying that gaslight routine too. Like, you know, there was some sort of like infidels in there doing this. Was only MAGA people. Ashley Babbitt, who took a fucking bullet for you motherfuckers, was a MAGA person. I don't know what they're talking about, but
these are images you can't forget. To see a hanging noose
they're horrifying.
Framing the Capitol and somebody in a Trump flag. I mean, it struck to the core. And now, due to many people's incompetence, Jack Smith, which normally any special prosecution that becomes public. That's the norm. That's not a weird thing. It's never covered or kept under wraps. In this case, Judge Cannon came out and is stopping him from releasing his report. I don't understand what they're afraid of if everything was above board and legit. Where's the problem here?
Well, you just answered your own question. Everything was not above board and legit. And so, you know, you buy yourself a judge who I don't even know if she actually passed the bar, and you put her, and, you know, you put her in charge of the case and she fucking delays it, kicks it back. This should have been settled 2 years ago.
Yes.
And done. And, you know, the fact that Merrick Garland let this happen, that's what really, really upsets me.
And and let's not forget the January 6th commission did not give Merrick Garland this information beforehand because they want to do their little fucking look at me fucking show.
Yeah.
Which they did a good job, but you should have simultaneously given him all the fucking information so he could have started prosecuting this motherfucker earlier. So they all fucking failed us, dude.
To your point on the timing, they put that group together, which did a valiant job. It may get Liz Cheney thrown into jail. Not that I'm a huge fan, but she was doing the job of the government. But they turn around and they had one meeting and they went on vacation. They went on recess. So there's more time. Like, this isn't a priority. I can't get those images out of my head of what went down that day. And it was just weird because it was a perfect storm where it just all kind of came together. Normally in the middle of the day, I wouldn't be watching. In fact, I talked to my son and he was like, yeah, I got out of class and somebody was like, hey, did you see the whatever? It became a thing. You know, I mean, whether you're playing Glory and sitting in the tent and raging everybody on for more of this, but it was not a normal occurrence in American history to sweep it under and say these were patriots. And then he's going to come in and pardon a lot of these people. It's just not American.
The horrifying
it's
part.
Not democratic.
There are children that sold their fathers out that are literally afraid when their father gets out of jail, he's going to murder them. You think Trump cares? Do you think a fucking billionaire has time to worry about your little problem of being murdered by your January 6th fucking incel douchey father? No, probably not.
Yeah.
So collateral damage,
just like stand your ground.
Just like in Butler, collateral damage.
We have to evolve our fucking view of the people we put in charge and the people that have lots of fucking money. Not to mention eat the rich, which means tax these motherfuckers before they eat you. But if our shit doesn't evolve, dude, and that's what this shit's all about. We're here because we're here, and it's actually our fucking fault we're here because we don't mind our P's and Q's while these underhanded motherfuckers get on the internet in '95 and set up little fucking supercells so they can do this shit to us 35, 45 fucking years later. And oh, by the way, Mark, you told me Mark Zuckerberg's getting rid of fact checking. He's also putting a Brooks brother guy in charge of the whole goddamn fact-checking thing or some shit, or making some guy that's a vice president. He got rid of one guy and he put in some guy that was all part of the Brooks brothers thing in 2000, the Bush v. Gore thing.
Yeah, he's with W. He was one.
He's affiliated with all sorts of fucking right-wing organizations, all sorts of white nationalist organizations. This is what Mark Zuckerberg's doing. So that's one billionaire. You guys think he's, on the fucking spectrum and goofy and just wanted to put this app out because, he wanted to date some chicks at fucking Yale or some shit. That may have been true, but now the guy's one of the richest people in the fucking world. And the richest people in the world are psychos, man. They don't give a fuck what they do. I mean, he hasn't made a fucking spaceship like a dick yet, but God knows what he has in store for us because he's all about fucking mind control and fucking, I don't know, alternate universes. And he's weird as shit, man. Don't you people see this? These fucking billionaires are weird as fuck.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. How do you not see it?
Well, I do. And they put in place that policies that destroy our fucking lives. And not to mention all this fucking AI is sucking up all our electricity. We're going to suffer. We're going to have the fucking rolling blackouts. So,
Just as an example, there's the rocket ship. And it does look like it would be enough for a lot of people to
It looks like it's stocking stuffer for a lonely lady, okay?
If Rose was still dating strippers, he'd buy this shit for people for their birthday. So that's
only because
exactly
I can't
what
be
that
in three
shit looks
places
like.
at once.
Does it vibrate?
That one does not vibrate. But
can it be washed off afterwards? Is it waterproof? Jesus Christ! It looks like a giant.
It's probably made from toxic materials.
It literally looks like a dildo. It should be called Blue Dildo. But whatever.
Well, and it goes back to this. I mean, maybe he did get the idea from Austin Powers. I don't know, because it's almost comical, frankly.
It is. You know what? If this was a movie, this would be comical. But sadly, it's our reality now, and it's just.
And that's not all billionaires grow up rich. And this dude didn't necessarily grow up rich. Again, another thing billionaires love to do, if they made it somehow, they like to fucking diminish the years they weren't it. Once they become a billionaire, they literally try to fucking act like they've been a fucking billionaire and been the shit the whole fucking time. They'll completely forget about anything that has to do with their fucking past. Yeah, and even when they're cheap, like Warren Buffett, doesn't mean they don't do horrible shit. That's by the way, if you were curious on how much a billionaire is worth, throw a penny on the ground, pick up a penny for a regular guy. I mean, the average income is
only if it's heads up, Gene.
What's up?
Only if it's heads up.
Yeah, okay. If you say so, Pittsburgh guy, I don't know what the fuck that means. I'm from Nebraska. I'm just picking up the fucking penny.
It's good luck if you pick it up if it's heads up, but if it's tails up,
I want Bill and only Bill to answer this question. Bill, if Warren Buffett's walking down the street, what's a penny look like to him in a dollar configuration? How much money?
I'm gonna say probably $1 million.
Nah, it's $10,000.
10,000, okay.
And that's literally a penny's not worth picking up. Think about that. To a billionaire, that $10,000 doesn't mean a fucking thing. Yeah. And it's 1/9 of most Americans' salaries that work. So I mean, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of power, it's a lot of influence, and these guys get their pet projects. And in the 20th century, the whole charity tax scam thing fucking started. Now they're all in these huge charitable organizations, and they're feeling philanthropic, but what they're really doing is getting massive tax cuts and ripping you off.
And not giving anybody any of that money anyway.
We need to change how we look at these motherfuckers, or we're cooked. We're fucking cooked, and it will be a true oligarchy.
Yeah,
we're well on our way. I put the odds at actually having fair midterm elections in 2 years at 50-50 at best.
We're gonna find out.
I'm not paying attention to Democrats. Are they doing anything right now? Do they seem populist? Do they seem like they're gonna win back the fucking popular vote?
No, they don't seem to be doing shit.
Okay. I was curious. I don't know.
And here's the thing, man. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but one of the most heinous regimes ever, the Nazi Party, was filled with lawyers. It was filled with lawyers, dude. So you look and see what they're going to try to do to the legal system here to make it harder to vote, to make less of those votes count. And then you look at what they're going to do as far as allowing you to travel, to leave your state to have an abortion. Think about that. You can't fucking leave. If you're pregnant, some of these states don't want you to leave to get an abortion. What the fuck?
Where are the people's rights?
And again, I'm still not convinced that this was a fair election. I still think she won, but it should never have been this close.
Yeah,
it should have never been this close. And I hope a lot of these motherfuckers that voted for this, I hope they're hurt. If you're Latino and you voted for this and you get deported, dude, I'm sorry. I'm fresh out of tears for you. It sucks, but you asked for this because he's so macho.
Is he macho?
Get the fuck out of here. This guy would run from a little kid that came at him.
And again, we're the ones with the consequences. We go across the state lines. We have consequences. Elon Musk decides to have one of his tech bitches have a fucking abortion. He just flies to Paris. He doesn't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. There's no consequences for these motherfuckers. They have zero consequences. They're all on us. And they're going to distract us with fucking trying to make our lives an anxiety-filled, cesspool mess of, dude. Yeah, a hellscape. That's a great word. They're going to try to make us a fucking hellscape. Meanwhile, again, who knows how big the next yacht's going to be? Who knows what?
I feel like.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I feel like as people, that went on all the time. If you were wealthy in this country and you had a slip up and needed that fixed, you could go to Europe easily. You could afford it. Now it's just flaunted in front of your face that they're going to control you here. And I think a lot of that comes from money and the weakness of the population. We don't have pushback. We were so dumbed down with reality TV and the goal of being that millionaire that we forgot how to treat people, how to go about our own business without salivating over what other people have. Who gives a shit? As Uncle Bill always says, he with the most toys is still in the ground. You're not taking it with you. And by then, your kids probably don't even want your shit, okay? Because it's old and crappy.
Yeah, ask Brian Johnson. Oh, you can't because he's dead. A guy the consequences came for. I'm sure he had a lot of toys. Can't take it with you, motherfucker.
This
is very true. All I'm saying is this is the first day of his press conference. We're not even in his new administration, and I just about lost my mind today. So I stayed away from as much as I could. I stopped counting the lies. If it's on Facebook and he says, hey, they're still counting votes, that's a lie. If he talks, pretty much anything he said today was just a fallacy. But people like to hear it, apparently. I'm not one of them.
Well, no. Yeah. And again, these guys, it doesn't matter. These people aren't brilliant. They lucked themselves into a whole shitload of money. They actually did this guy named Paul Piff did a study at UC Irvine, just about winning, basically. But it was geared towards billionaires. They just get two strangers, bring them in, and rig a game of Monopoly. Basically, you flip a coin. Whoever won the coin toss, you got twice the dice, twice the money, twice the rolls, and basically dominated the fucking whole game. Right?
How could you not?
Yeah, you dominated the whole game, and then they start asking you questions. Okay, these are not billionaires, but you just dominated the whole game of Monopoly. They start asking you questions. So how do you think this happened? Not one person ever asked, well, I won a lucky coin toss, which gave me a distinct advantage. They immediately start going in on all the things they did that were awesome that made them this money. Well, I was rolling like a champ, or, I bought the right properties at the right time. It does not matter who you are. It does not matter how smart you are. It does not matter. The second you luck into being a fucking billionaire, you start thinking that you did that shit.
Yeah.
And you had very little to fucking do with it. Again, Elon Musk is not the founder of fucking Tesla. He paid the founders to say he's the fucking founder.
That's right.
He got bailed out at PayPal by Peter Thiel because he was fucking it up and trying to name it X.com and shit. I mean, you can't make this shit up. These people, a lot of them are fucking morons. All of them are psychopaths. And 100% of them are fucking narcissists. So
born on third and thought they hit a triple.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
Quit fucking playing games like they know because they have money. Having money has nothing to do with fucking knowledge. I mean, they poo-poo science all the fucking time. Tell you not to fucking get vaccinated. All sorts of stupid shit. You think that's smart? I mean, that's not smart. That's dumb. They're not rich because they're smart. They're rich because they're lucky. The sooner we fucking understand that shit, the sooner we can start regulating that shit.
And keep in mind that Kennedy will have the votes for HHS. He will be our new cabinet member taking care of our health, which great. We'll have a lot of frozen varmint in our freezers.
Well, we did have the first human death from bird flu the other day too. So
Louisiana, I saw that.
Yeah,
it's a 50-50 chance. If you get it, you're going to die. So I don't love
those are not great odds.
Well, let's hope Kennedy gets a bad batch of fucking raw milk and ends up on the fucking toilet for 6 months. I mean, and just ends up out of the way because he's a fucking idiot too. He might just do something to himself and take himself out of the fucking equation. He might go fuck with a live bear instead of a dead one. Fuck around and find out. Go ahead. Yes, idiot.
Just moving to a little tempered topic. Gene, you had asked about, we had discussed off air about why the NFL all of a sudden made it okay to celebrate.
I was curious about what you guys thought because I had an epiphany, and I won't tell you until I want your thoughts as to exactly why do we celebrate so much now? Why is it completely just almost get away with fucking anything, choreographing like Broadway plays, whatever the fuck you want. But when I played, literally, if you fucking did this, they'd fucking throw a flag. So, I mean, what do you guys think made it change?
Well, this is the fun bunch to begin with, which were the original,
love those guys.
Washington Redskins. The offense would celebrate. Guys,
very minor celebrations by today's standards, though.
By today's standards, but at the time, it was great, man. It was refreshing. It was fun.
What year was that, Rose? Bill, what'd you say? 80s? Late 80s?
That would have been like 80, 81, 82.
I would have said
okay. Early 80s. So before my time, 10 years before I got in the fucking league.
Yeah.
And but by the time I got in the league, that shit all went away. But yeah, they did. They did have celebrations back then. But I think the people that celebrated back then celebrated for I think they allowed it back then for entirely different reasons than they allow it now. I think back then they were just getting away with it. Now I think they encourage it, but I think it's for a very specific reason. And I want your thoughts on why you guys think they encourage it.
Well, I think because it plays well on social media. I mean, they've got the cameras set up in the end zones. Every time you see a big play, a turnover, a pick six, whatever, the whole defense runs down to the end zone and gathers, which is fine, man. It's supposed to be fun. You know, for a while it was the no fun league.
Right.
Yes.
And when I played, it was the no fun league, definitely.
Yeah.
And part of it, I think, is I think they were losing a younger demographic to soccer. To English Premier League. And
correct.
So I think between that and fantasy football, you had to find a way to make it more fun, make it more entertaining to younger viewers, to get them involved in the game. And so now you've got social media worthy moments, celebrations, you've got fantasy football, you've got legalized gambling. So yeah, I think it's all a part to just grow the wealth, grow the more eyeballs and more people that will pay for Netflix so they can watch the Christmas Day games. And I think that's where they're going.
Yeah, and to your point, the Fun Bunch is a great slogan. Maybe we could sell some more apparel, which might be nice. I was going to take a darker angle and just say, they're all about let's keep it light, even though it's $1 billion industry. And I thought maybe it'd be more of a distraction from how shitty some of these games are and how poorly officiated.
Boom!
That could be too.
Boom! Diminished product. Diminished fucking product. That's exactly what I thought, Rob. That's exactly what floated into my mind. Is these games lately fucking suck. O-lines don't
the officiating's
practice anymore.
Garbage.
They can't block for fucking more than a second and a half. It's not even their fault. All the talent lies in the quarterback now. All of the talent literally lies in the quarterback now. Make or break. There's very few teams anymore that could just run their way into a win. And usually those are the best fucking teams any fucking way with a balanced attack.
That starts at the O-line, by the way, Gene.
Yeah, it does.
It's a diminished product. These guys don't practice anymore. They've added an extra fucking game. They're social media stars. They make money in college now. There's just so much shit going on besides football that it's not as funny. And all the fucking rule changes, obviously, 100%. All these hitting rule changes, which confuse the shit out of me because I would rather get hit in the fucking head than have my fucking knee blown out if I'm a quarterback. I don't even fucking understand that shit. But, that being said, and all these bang plays where they're like intense. It's like, get the fuck out of here with intent. What's a defensive fucking safety supposed to do? He's trying to dislodge a fucking ball. And then they allow crazy shit like, hey, come in like Mike Tyson and throw a fucking haymaker. And if you hit him in the ribs and break it, that's not a flag, but maybe you'll get the football. I mean, it's a diminished product, and it's lack of practice. It's a lot of distractions. It's the extra game. And it's the fact that they make so much fucking money. Maybe they just don't give a fuck. I mean, you make $60 million a year. It's like Brock Purdy's about to make $60 million a year as a quarterback.
Crazy.
So,
well, and the owners are making even more. Again, it's the owners are making money. They're happy as can be. Goodell's putting money in their pockets. Goodell's getting paid.
He gets a huge contract.
They never have to pay for their own fucking stadiums.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
But do you remember in 98, the year of the Dirty Birds, Jamal never got flagged for any of those, did he?
No.
And that was fun, dude. We made money off that with T-shirts and everything, and we took advantage of that.
Was that the beginning of the end of the No Fun League, maybe? Because there was just like a 7-8 year window there where they were just fucking like, just go back to the huddle and shut the fuck up.
No, I think so, and it was fun, man. It got a lot of attention. People loved it.
Yeah. Right. And Jamal's, there's no intent. There's no making fun of anybody. You're just like doing a fucking happy dance.
Sure. Well, and the guy that got screwed was OJ.
Right. Or what about Joe Horn when he brought the fucking the cell phone in his sock, or he was hiding the cell phone? He got in a lot of trouble for that.
Yeah, he did. I never understood that.
How they find athletes, by the way.
I thought it was creative and funny, man. I can't believe the amount of trouble he got into. Or
go ahead.
The Sharpie in
yeah, that's right, dude. Those were so creative. I think they lit the fuse for what they do today. Like they're super creative now. But you used to get in trouble for that shit.
This is still my favorite. Guy takes it to the house and then jumps and just crushes his nuts. And I love AB. I know he's got issues, but what a ball player. But I mean, what in the world is happening here?
Well,
just happy.
Was Joe Buck outraged about that too, as much as he was when Randy Moss?
Was Joe Buck
moved?
Fucking outraged when Jerry Jones said, "You should see the size of the junk on my slaves"?
Yeah, but
huge.
Randy Moss mimes mooning, and that's a disgrace. That's outrageous.
No, that's disgusting. I'll never forget. Dude, I watched that game live. When Joe Buck said that's disgusting, I'm like, what in the fuck is this cracker talking about? I couldn't fucking believe it. I could not believe he was so morally outraged at this black man for fake fucking mooning somebody. It's like, dude, we're literally playing in fucking pantyhose. Every bulge, every fucking piece of cellulite on my ass you could see in these too tight of pants, and you're worried about him turning around and rubbing his fucking hiney a little. You're an idiot, Joe Buck, but you're from
well compensated idiot.
He said he's from St. Louis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
He's
Old
St.
money,
Louis royalty.
Nepo baby, right? He's a fucking Nepo
Mhm.
baby. If people didn't know that, he's a fucking Nepo baby. His dad was the real broadcaster. He's just the beneficiary of his fucking dad. That's how that shit works, people. So
he was pretty fortunate to have Troy Aikman with him too, frankly.
Yeah,
definitely. It works.
But
I mean, not for me. It's boring as shit, and I turn it to mute. But it works.
I prefer the mute. And
they're a good couple. Yeah, the mute.
No, because basically, let's be real. We're mostly watching the game while we're scrolling on our phones anyway. So
yeah, I'm listening. I'm not watching.
The other problem with that is if you have the sound on, so many commercials, all these Bud Light commercials, all these beer commercials, everybody's partying. It's loud. It's just not relatable.
Yeah, turn the volume up on the commercials.
And it takes away from the game itself. I mean, I would rather it be mute because I don't need to hear what half the time what Joe Buck has to say, frankly.
And in 10 years, everyone's going to have face recognition when you walk in the stadium. So don't have a fucking warrant out for your arrests. I'm just telling you, man, Big Brother's fucking coming. We have led down to tech hellscape, as Rose put it. It's a fucking hellscape. It makes me not even want to fucking go out after dark, you know?
Well, and they launched a program where people can voluntarily sign up for that now. So you can use your face to, to when you get to the game, if you want to buy some food or drinks or whatever, it's all cashless. But yeah, dude, your face is in there. So you're giving up.
We came back, and I may have already said this, but we came back from an international flight, I think from the Caribbean into Atlanta, and I had global entry to come through. It was during mask season. So I came up to the place you're supposed to show yourself. I forgot I was wearing a mask because I was pretty well conditioned. Then I go up to apologize to the guy, and he's like, "Don't worry about it. We've taken 2,500 photos of you since you left the plane." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And
why don't I feel safe?
I believe you can't turn your cell phone off at the airport when you walk through, and I believe they have technology just to fucking suck your information off of it.
Wow.
I'm sure they do. Well, they say you're not supposed to use those like airport chargers because they can scam information off your phone.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I can't keep up, dude. I'm getting old. I'm getting too old to keep up with it. I just got to stay inside and fucking order Whole Foods from an app. So unless this bastard's going to come back and steal it. By the way, we got a picture of the guy that stole a shit. It's a white guy. I know who the fuck it is too. I know where he lives. He lives over here where those ambulances are always coming over for heart attacks and strokes and shit. The next time that motherfucker walks through, I'll be walking up to him and I'll be having a conversation basically saying, "This is sacred fucking land. You are not allowed to walk through this fucking property anymore."
Enjoy your computer.
I'm not even going to say on fucking camera what's going to happen to that motherfucker if he steals one more fucking thing of mine. Because he just stole about fucking $1,200 worth of shit today, and I was ridiculous. Home. So
yeah, and at the pawn shop, you probably get $350.
Yeah, and you know what? He's probably wearing a red hat.
And I'm pretty sure he crawled on the sidewalk so the camera didn't see him, so he could pull the fucking package. So there's that too.
Jesus.
Ugh. That's why that's why I can't find video of him pulling it, but I have video of him walking by with my box.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I know who it is. I already know who the fuck it is. So
that's
he's in serious fucking trouble if he fucking ever walks on this fucking property again.
So much for our true crime podcast because case closed.
Well, I don't know his fucking name, but I know he always likes to put a hat on and put sunglasses on and then walk through here after anything's been delivered. I mean, I've been dealing with it for 2 fucking years, but I'll go stand on the front porch. I was not expecting to get clipped right under my nose today. And again, I wasn't even expecting that package because I'm a hawk when I get expensive things. They told me this shit was coming fucking Wednesday. So that's on them. Fucking idiots. Anyway.
Still, man, you feel violated.
I'm glad you figured that out.
I'm pissed. I'm super fucking pissed.
So we have talked about doing like 3 or 5 rage tweets or down the doom scroll, etc. I feel like already today in the 50 minutes, we've covered that. I don't know. Unless you have some particulars, I don't know that I can take anymore.
So you don't want me to talk about London, Kentucky, where the cops fucking went into the wrong house on the behest of a judge's stolen weed whacker and killed the guy at the wrong address.
That was one.
Probably just trying to. Yeah, okay. I won't even talk about that then. All right.
Give me another one.
No. You told me not. I said you don't want me to talk about that shit. So
well, I don't think I can do all of us. Is all I'm saying. I'm
done. I'm fucking done. I don't want to talk about that shit anymore either. I just again, know your billionaires. Redefine how we fucking treat these motherfuckers, and start paying attention. We need to start paying attention. We need to start going back and finding every billionaire out there and just Wikipedia them, finding out how they fucking made their money, what they do with their money. We need to know because these motherfuckers are so elevated. They're doing shit to us that we don't even know about. Yeah, and they're untouchable. Oh yeah. So and it's really affecting our lives. And it's pretty funny how they had all this fucking information on fucking Luigi. Luigi got real popular. And now all of a sudden, all these billionaires that own all these networks, they don't talk about Luigi anymore because he's fucking super popular. They just disappear people. I don't know.
Well, and he has not been proven guilty. He's being held without bail. Which, whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty?
And the terrorism charge, which they don't even do to school shooters. So it's all, and they just do it to us right under our fucking noses. And in developing countries, or in South Korea, even a million people will come out and protest that shit and go, oh, fucking hell no. Americans don't do that shit. And so there's got to be a next iteration of, you got to fact check these motherfuckers in real time and honestly be able to go out in the fucking streets and fucking confront this shit. This is ridiculous. If you just sit at home and watch it on the fucking news, they're getting away with it. They're going to get away with it. So,
oh yeah.
And part of why we're not going to sit here and just rage on that. What we had talked about in the past was trying to have a platform to talk about healthcare, to talk about wealth inequality, to talk about the environment, and to bring the generations behind us forward, because we've clearly been passed over, but we need some, input. We need some feedback. We need some commentary because.
All right. Hey, well, do me a favor. Pull up Jocelyn Wilderstein because she just died. And I want Bill's thoughts on her dying. You remember who she is, Bill?
No, who is that?
It's not a doom scroll. She's the billionaire that got like 1.5 billion from her ex and then fucking made her face into a lion.
Oh,
She just died this week.
I saw that.
That's not a doom scroll, but that's just some general information because she was in our lives all through the fucking 90s that she was fucking up her face.
I miss the 90s.
So, yeah, she just passed away. I have no idea how old she was, but she had a partner of like 20 years. So
let's try and get a better picture because
you want to be a cat, be a cat.
That's helping her.
I just saw that today that she passed away. Anybody else? Back in her younger days.
That's a lot.
That's just awful. But anyway, she's gone.
I miss the 90s.
I miss spent all her money anyway. She pissed away all her fucking $1 billion. So I don't know how.
We did say on top of the doom scroll that we would try and shed at least a positive story that each of us should have prepared for today to kind of send the listener viewer off on a happier note.
Okay, I'm going to give it to you. I have a happy story too, and then I'm going to shut the fuck up. Here's my happy story. The Berlin Zoo or some fucking zoo in Germany just got done feeding all the elephants and giraffes, all the leftover live Christmas trees that they couldn't sell. So in Germany, once whatever they don't sell, they take them over to the zoo, and these animals play with them. They eat them. They have a good time with them. It's a good time being had by all. You want to feel good? Know that the elephants at the Berlin Zoo are happy right now because they're eating fucking Christmas trees and shit. So I mean, basically, that's the only happy story I got today because someone stole my shit and I didn't have time to look for more happiness. So
yeah, that's enough to do it to you, man. That'll ruin your day.
Right. That's all I got. Elephants are happy over in Berlin eating Christmas.
I like it. Keep the animal kingdom happy. I'm all about it.
What do you got?
I was going to throw up this one. All of the Chicago city buildings, there's 411 of them, are now either run on renewables or they offset the emission through sales of renewables. And Chicago's no joke. If that can be done in a major city, you can be renewable on 400 plus buildings. That's pretty impressive. And it should at least warrant pushing forward with this, right? I mean, I know Trump's energy is going to save us. We're just going to produce more energy, which we have more than enough energy. But that's what's going to bring prices down. Whereas, a sensible city is trying to benefit not only their city but the nation. I mean, this is important as far as sustainability for all of us. And props to Chicago for at least getting the conversation pushed along.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely.
That leads you, Uncle Bill.
Well, so I'm clearly burrowing back into the past for comfort. I'm cocooning myself. Last night I just stayed in and just binge watched a bunch of old Sopranos because it's comforting. It was the 90s, right? Yeah. And it's just a snapshot of America in the 90s. It was very comforting for a bit. But today on Twitter, I saw a tweet from Steel City Star showing so John Stallworth, number 82, Hall of Famer.
There's your Sopranos.
Yeah, there they are. There's the guys.
All but one made it through the series.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky Polly. But go ahead, Billy. Sorry.
Yeah, no, he was the only one that made it through. Everybody else died. Although Silvio may still be in a coma. We don't know. They were unsure about that.
Story, Unks.
Oh, so John Stallworth, number 82, the counterpart to Lynn Swann, two of the greatest wide receivers ever. Okay. Leads the Steelers with 12 postseason touchdowns. So there was a tweet showing all 12 of his postseason touchdowns.
I saw that.
Yeah. So that made me happy.
Well, and just to tie that to the celebration stuff, in those times, late 70s and through the 70s, the Steelers, for one, Chuck Noll, if you scored a touchdown, Chuck Noll was the head coach of the Steelers, would say, hey, act like you've been there before. But so many of these guys would just drop the ball, give it to the official. Franco was famous for just giving it to the official. They had a lot more respect for the game. I'm not angling at the players today. I mean, this is the sport that they play. It's evolved. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. But it was a lot simpler when you had a 1978 car parked in the end zone that a player had to jump over because, right? And maybe
I want to get into that on a future podcast. I want to talk about that. What were those cars doing there? Why were they there? And you saw them in every stadium.
I mean, was that Lynn Swann's car that they gave him as a loaner? Because I don't think so.
No, but he did win an AMC Pacer for being MVP of Super Bowl 10, and he ended up having to drive it back to Pittsburgh from Miami.
See, Gene would have been too smart. He'd had somebody else drive it back.
Oh, hell yeah. It's a long ride. But from what you were saying, though, where Noel, said, hey, act like you've been there. At the same time, when those guys did spike the ball, he didn't care.
Yeah, sure. But again, this is a guy that played under Paul Brown.
Paul Brown. And he that was a Paul Brown saying that he got from him. But at the same time, Noel was able to, manage a very diverse group of personalities. I mean, he let these guys be who they were. They were one of the first teams to draft from, for one of the first NFL teams. The AFL teams were doing it. But they drafted from the historically black universities and the small, predominantly black colleges. And that's where a lot of these superstars came from.
And props to Bill Nunn, Hall of Famer, who went to these colleges and enabled these guys to join the big show, which really improved the game. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it improved the game. It improved the team. I mean, the Steelers don't have that dynasty without Bill Nunn, and they didn't win shit till he came on board.
You're right. Absolutely. Well, let's hope guys can get their heads straight moving forward with between the league's poor gameplay and the Billionaires. I don't know how we're going to win this one.
Who's in the playoffs, by the way?
We have several matchups. I know on Saturday, Pittsburgh's going to go to Baltimore. I think that could be ugly. But
could be ugly.
It is what it is.
Ended the season poorly, right? Not playing well.
Yes, they've lost four straight, I think.
Streak.
The Chargers will be going to Houston to play the Texans. That could be interesting. You know,
Yeah,
we'll see how what's that?
Houston's been hurting a bit.
Yeah, I think they won their last game. Did they not?
They're looking pretty beatable though.
Yeah. Well, there's only a couple top teams that it's a shame Cincinnati didn't make it. I think that they won 5 straight. Burrow was tearing it up, but wasn't in the cards. So we'll see.
They fired my old teammate Doug Peterson in Jacksonville. I
saw that.
And also, what the fuck are they firing Mayo in New England after 1 fucking year for? They knew they were gonna suck. That one's unexplainable to me. But don't even get me fucking started.
Kraft took the mic and said that, you know, it was kind of on him. He didn't put him in a fair situation. He really didn't give him a chance to succeed, which is a shame because he was well liked. The Peterson thing, that's an organizational thing. Khan runs that team. Whoever he hires as a new coach, he's going to give carte blanche if he wants to get rid of the general manager who he hasn't fired. How would you like to be that guy?
They kept the GM because they said it was a fantastic roster. Like, no, I don't think so. I don't think that roster was that strong.
He clarified by saying that if the new coach comes in and wants the GM gone, he's gone.
He will be gone. You can guarantee that.
I'm sure the GM's going to try to find somebody who wants to keep him.
Yeah,
for sure. That's what I'd fucking do.
There's just no real rhyme or reason. You know, it's a good old boys club to begin with. I mean, the Bengals finished on fire. Burrow threw over 300 yards in 7 straight games, I think. And their offensive coordinator was fired.
No, the defensive coordinator got fired.
Oh, was it the defensive coordinator? I thought they said the offensive coordinator.
No, the offense was great. The defense was terrible.
I know, but they were hamstrung with injuries. I don't understand why. But
because it makes people feel good. Someone got fired. We'll be better next year. There's no fucking rhyme or reason to it. You sit here. Not once have you ever heard a coach fire another coach and say, that guy was a piece of shit. He just had to. It's always like, oh, man, he was the most amazing, most professional. He's going to be great in this league, but we're going in a different direction. That's all fucking lie. You obviously thought he was a shit sandwich. You might have personally liked his personality, but you thought he was doing a shit sandwich job. So you got rid of him, i.e., or you're throwing his ass under the bus so you can keep your head coaching job. One of the fucking other. So because the Browns got rid of some guys too.
And you keep rotating.
Oh, yeah, they got rid of their offensive coordinator, didn't they?
Yeah, Dorsey after 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And after he did not get a strong endorsement when they asked about him when he was Buffalo's OC. They're like, you probably don't want him. You're a West Coast guy. He's not a West Coast guy. This is not something you want to do. But we hired him anyway.
And who did the GM point the finger at? Your head coach. He said it was the head coach's responsibility, not mine.
Well, that's because the head coach had to pick the fucking O coordinator because they didn't want the head coach to be the O coordinator anymore because they didn't think he was doing a very good fucking job with it. Yeah. It's a clusterfuck, dude. Along with a couple key injuries. And obviously a major disappointment as of now of our quarterback situation, who's had a setback in his Achilles surgery apparently, but nobody seems to know what the fuck it is. But Mary Kay Cabot broke that story.
Dude, that guy's never playing again.
Keep in mind, though, if he doesn't play based on medical, they save that money. So that could be interesting down the road.
Huh.
Well, I don't know how you don't draft a fucking quarterback. Immediately because he's
an important position.
It's not a great draft for it, though.
Again, the Browns are notorious for having 1 good season out of every 6. I mean, even if this guy puts together a fucking killer season next year, we need consistency. We need someone who's going to fucking win every fucking year. We need to know we're going to the playoffs every year, and that just hasn't happened in 24 years. There's no rhyme or reason. And every year we go into this shit going, oh, man, we're going to be good this fucking year. I swear to God, every year for 24 years, the Browns have been going into this shit. Oh, yeah, we're stacked now. We're set. We're solid.
Preseason champions.
Fucking ridiculous, dude.
It doesn't help having 40 different starting quarterbacks.
No.
That's a problem.
Again, billionaires own football teams, and billionaires are making all these scrambled brain decisions.
Because they don't care.
And now you're letting these billionaires fucking fly rockets to space. And do stupid shit like, by the way, last time Elon launched a fucking rocket, he didn't even dig a fucking fire trench and blew boulders and rocks fucking 100 miles away and destroyed a bunch of shit. These are the decisions these fucking idiots fucking make.
He's not an engineer, for one. For two, hey, if I got to pay off the people whose house I destroyed, who cares? Money probably ain't the solution.
Right.
Or I'll just have them killed.
Bean counter our asses, you know? You're going to kill here. And that's what cops do too. Hey, kill 1, 2 here, qualified immunity. But, you know, overall, we're not paying for it. The taxpayers are. It's just bean counter shit. We are becoming literally, I don't know, man. We're just becoming a number, I guess. So
it's pretty true. They had a video today, just to kick off on that or finish off on that. New York City, I think their police was $100 million budget, and what they took away from were like streets cleanup, waste removal. It was
rat control.
Yes, thank you. Pest control.
Yeah.
I mean, and these were millions of dollars taken out to be ordered to give to the police, and then when you look at the streets, you don't see a whole lot of cops out there. So you do see a lot of
and look at the budgeting for overtime. A lot of that shit's fucking overtime. A lot of that bullshit. Right. A New York cop just retired, the highest paid cop in history. She made like, I don't know, $400,000, and $258,000 of it was fucking overtime. Dang. She was a lieutenant or something. She had to retire real quick so she could keep her fucking pension. Come on, man. Nobody's doing that kind of overtime. I mean,
let's compare that to the USPS, because I personally know a mail carrier that they stop allowing overtime. They will not allow them to work on their days off. Now, you'll have 9 routes get canceled, but it doesn't matter. We're not letting you work overtime. Now, if it's during an election, then yeah, we'll allow it. You can put out the flyers all you want.
Hey, Bill, who's the Postmaster General? I forgot.
Oh, DeJoy.
Yeah, Louis fucking DeJoy. I didn't fucking forget.
How did that? Yeah, don't even get me started on that.
You wonder why they don't get fucking overtime. Because Democrats
don't even get me started on that. I don't know how that fucking.
You have to watch. Oh, that's the last thing I will say, and I will let you guys finish up. Is we have to also, besides watching Billionaires, we have to start watching our own. I just saw a clip the other day of Hillary Clinton in 2016 saying, wrap your minds around it, there will never, ever be single-payer health care. That's from our fucking side. And now that I fucking saw that clip, I'm glad you lost, bitch. Because that's not what the fuck I'm looking for as a Democrat. I'm done with that bullshit. You are going to give my kids and my grandkids fucking health care, or I am not going to fucking vote for you. Fuck you people. The Affordable Care Act is garbage. It's a fucking Mitt Romney Republican bullshit plan that gives everybody in the fucking private healthcare industry our fucking money by mandate. Fuck that shit.
Lots of money.
You people are ass clowns, Democrats, Republicans alike. I'm so sick of you assholes. So what the other lesson of the day is watch your fucking own, because they're saying shit too, and we're just fucking ignoring it because the other side's, strapping up fucking nooses and saying hang Mike Pence and shit. We got to pay attention to fucking everything, dude.
You're right.
Everything.
And to your point, that's why you've become an independent, because we're just not giving away our vote freely anymore. It's just it's not a thing. This is where it's taken us. So it's time for new directions. I will say that ending on a positive, we need to keep listening. We need more feedback so we can keep pushing forward with the agenda that's going to take care of all of us. The billionaires are fine. We don't have to worry about them, but we do have to worry about wealth inequality. We do have to worry about the environment. We do have to worry about healthcare. If you haven't heard on this program enough, healthcare for all, universal healthcare, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because you know what, our generation's not getting any younger. So
fuck yes,
it's not, and we may end up okay, and we may end up dying relatively unscathed from the maniacs and what they're doing. But we'll be the last generation that has a fucking thing, and we didn't even really get as much as the fucking boomers. We just, we're latchkey kids. We fought our way into what we have, and we did what we did, and now we're sandwiched in between our fucking children and our fucking parents. Aging parents, and these son of a bitches think we're not paying attention, but we are paying attention, and our kids are paying attention. Our kids are watching the stocks that fucking Congress people trade. They're watching you, motherfuckers. We just have to get the message out there that we're fucking watching you, and we're gonna vote you all out and get rid of your fucking asses. And this oligarchy shit needs to go by the wayside. Nobody fucking needs that much money. Fuck them, tax them.
Yeah, exactly.
And that also comes, with us uniting, trying to agree on something. We talked about this. I can disagree with you 98% of the time, but let's get that 2% and move forward so we can all take care of each other as opposed to taking care of the 1/10 of 1%. They're okay. They're going to be fine.
They're going to be fine. Trust me.
Yeah, dude, if I get in a fist fight with you in the bar because I disagree with you on politics, if we all have universal health care, at least it won't cost me any fucking money to get stitched up. That's the shit we're talking about here. Let's all get health care, and then we can argue about the other shit. But at least we can go get our fucking broken bones fixed. But you guys usually bring guns to fucking fist fights because you're fucking criminals. So it doesn't even... So I'm not even fucking with you in a bar anyway, to be honest with you. But that being said, we really do enough of this bullshit. 33 of the 34 developed countries, as they say, have fucking universal health care. And Hillary Clinton's saying we'll never have single payer. And we have $1 trillion a year budget for the military that can't pass an audit. This is nonsense they're telling you. This is all fucking made up bullshit. We can do whatever the fuck we want because there's more of us than there are of them.
That's
and
our
vote still counts
shit together
for now, but it's not going to count much longer if you don't get your shit together, because what Bill said about the lessons of Nazi Germany are fucking true. A bunch of fucking lawyers got the fucking together and made it very difficult for us to vote and pigeonholed us into fucking fighting with each other over one group of fucking people that we murdered 6 million of. You motherfuckers need to get your shit together, or we are all going to be fucking at each other's throats doing really bad shit to each other. And they're going to be laughing at us because
they aren't already
dumbass billionaires. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, on that note, I think it was a back step a little bit, but we're going to move forward with that. Healthcare is a major issue, and it does.
I'm trying to amp myself up because I'm about to go outside and find this little fucking motherfucker. And
that'll be a story for the next podcast.
He's not much. He's not much bigger than Bill. That's all I'll say about that. That motherfucker's in serious fucking trouble because I know exactly who the fuck he is. He fucking belly crawled like an army guy up there, pulled that package because he can see my camera in the fucking window, and then fucking went that way and then comes walking past with it. And I know who the fuck it is.
I'm going to want an update, Gene. Thursday.
Well, I can't kill him now because I said on the podcast I'm going to fuck him up. So I can't really do anything to him, but I will confront him, and he is not invited on this property anymore because I have him on camera holding my box, and that's it, motherfucker.
That's ridiculous, but
yeah. So
well, good luck, Gene. Be careful out there.
Well, hopefully next podcast I'll have a new MacBook Air, my second one delivered in fucking 2 days, and then I'm gonna put the empty box back out there and wait for his ass, like
with a turd in it.
You know what? Put a snake in it.
You know what, dude? I might just grab my handcuffs and kidnap the bastard and torture him. Pull
some
shit straight out of fucking Pulp Fiction. Fucking make him the fucking imp. You know, do some shit to him. What do you think, man? Hey, dude, it's not my fault. It's the fucking movies I saw, right? I'm influenced by my video games and the movies. They're making me crazy. I might fucking imp this motherfucker. I don't know. So, hey, Bill, I'm gonna need you to mail me all those red strap balls you got in your fucking closet.
I don't have any of those, but I'm sure we can find one. I'm sure we can find one on our next visit to Cleveland. And
I'm sure Amazon sells them, and this guy will probably try to steal it. So
they probably sell more of them than you would think.
You know, I'm not gonna do anything violent to this guy. I could barely block or walk last week. What am I gonna do? Run out there and fucking limp at him with my cane?
You could call him very
but
weird
I do know who it is. I'm not gonna get ripped off from him again. I know that much.
All right,
we'll go find him next time we come visit.
Energy, guys.
I'm gonna find him, bring him to the broadcast with the fucking him thing in his mouth. I'm gonna fucking hold him right here in front of Muhammad Ali, and I'm gonna let you guys ask him questions while I punch him to the face. How's that sound?
Back to true crime.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. That's a hell of a thing to fucking happen to you right 2 minutes before your podcast. So.
Oh, dude, that's fucking bullshit. That's terrible.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm recovered from it. I think Amazon's going to handle their business.
Thursday, and they will. They don't care. They're owned by a billionaire. You're fine.
That's true. Billionaires supply dick rockets. So that look like giant dildos that we should sell as sex toys. For MAGA men.
For the MAGA men, yes.
For the MAGA men. You know, there's not a MAGA man loves to be pegged by a Blue Origin fucking rocket. You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
That's their whole thing. Get their lady girl at Mar-a-Lago and just,
All right, fellas.
Kimberly Guilfoyle will do
Talk
it.
to you on
I love
Thursday.
making Rob squirm. Let's keep it up, Bill.
Gotta go.
Squirm at the end of every podcast from now on.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you fucking Thursday.
Goodbye.
All right, bye.
Thank you.